Good morning, YouTube. I just read an article that is somewhat disturbing to me, and I felt it important enough to go ahead and make a video this morning. So if you bear with me, I'm going to go ahead and read this article to you now. The following is an article posted in the November 28th edition of the ACLU's Blog of Rights. Senators demand the military lock up American citizens in a battlefield they define as being right outside your window. While nearly all Americans head to family and friends to celebrate Thanksgiving, the Senate is gearing up for a vote on Monday or Tuesday that goes to the very heart of who we are as Americans. The Senate will be voting on a bill that will direct American military resources not on an enemy shooting at our military in a war zone, but at American citizens and other civilians far from any battlefield, even people in the United States itself. Senators need to hear from you on whether you think your front yard is a part of a battlefield, and if any president can send the military anywhere in the world to imprison civilians without charge or trial. The Senate is going to vote on whether Congress will give this president and every future president the power to order the military to pick up and imprison without charge or trial civilians anywhere in the world. Even Representative Ron Paul raised his concerns about the NDAA detention provisions during last night's Republican debate. The power is so broad that even U.S. citizens could be swept up by the military, and the military could be used far from any battlefield, even within the United States itself. The worldwide indefinite detention without charge or trial provision is in Senate Bill 1867, the National Defense Authorization Act bill, which will be on the Senate floor on Monday. The bill was drafted in secret by Senators Carl Levin and John McCain and passed in a closed-door committee meeting without even a single hearing. Let me think. Well, that sounds like it's really on the up and up. It's something that we can trust. I know it sounds incredible. New powers to use the military worldwide, even within the United States? Has anyone told the Senate that Osama bin Laden is dead? That the president is pulling out of the that the president is pulling all of the combat troops out of Iraq and trying to figure out how to get combat troops out of Afghanistan too? And American citizens and people picked up on American or Canadian or British streets being sent to military prisons indefinitely without even being charged with a crime? Really? Does anyone think this is a good idea? And why now? The answer on why now is nothing more than an election season politics. The White House, the Secretary of Defense, and the Attorney General have all said that the indefinite detention provisions in the National Defense Authorization Act are harmful and counterproductive. The White House has even threatened a veto, but Senate politics has propelled this bad legislation to the Senate floor. But there is a way to stop this dangerous legislation. Senator Mark Udall is offering the Udall Amendment that will delete the harmful provisions and replace them with a requirement for an orderly congressional review of detention power. The Udall Amendment will make sure that the bill matches up with American values. In support of this harmful bill, Senator Lindsey Graham explained that the bill will basically say in law for the first time that the homeland is part of the battlefield, and people can be imprisoned without charge or trial, American citizen or not. Another supporter, Senator Kelly Oyett, also declared that the bill is needed because America is part of the battlefield. The solution is the Udall Amendment, a way for the Senate to say no to indefinite detention without charge or trial anywhere in the world where any president decides to use the military. Instead of simply going along with a bill that was drafted in secret and is being jammed through the Senate, the Udall Amendment deletes the provisions and sets up an orderly review of detention power. It tries to take the politics out and put American values back in. In response to proponents of the indefinite detention legislation who contend that the bill applies to American citizens and designates the world as the battlefield, and that the heart of the issue is whether or not the United States is part of the battlefield. Senator Udall disagrees and says that we can win this fight without worldwide war and worldwide indefinite detention. The senators pushing the indefinite detention proposal have made their goals very clear, that they want an okay for a worldwide military battlefield that even extends to your hometown. That is an extreme position that will forever change our country. Now is the time to stop this bad idea. Please urge your senators to vote yes on the Udall Amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act. You see, what we can see happening here is the preparation for the implementation of martial law. They are taking the U.S. military forces from overseas. They are bringing them to the streets of America to use against American civilians. That goes against the Posse Comitatus Act. It goes against the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But as we all know, this out-of-control government has, you may as well say, suspended the Constitution and Bill of Rights, and they're doing whatever they please. Martial law is right around the corner, folks. Martial law is right around the corner. If you think things are bad now, I've got news for you. When I watch these Occupy Wall Street videos from different parts of the country, I get so angry because of the way people are being brutalized by the police force that is supposed to be here to protect us. But they're all part of the system. I think that they've all been brainwashed, and I don't even know if some of them realize what they're doing. But what they don't realize is when the government no longer has need for them, the local law enforcement, because they brought in U.S. troops and foreign troops as well. And I'm sure you can do some searching on the web to find out that there are indeed foreign troops on U.S. soil already. There will be no need for the local law enforcement, and the local law enforcement will just become like us. People that are going to be rounded up as resistors, placed in these detention centers, detention camps, FEMA camps, concentration camps, re-education camps, whatever you want to call them. And they're going to be persecuted and probably, most likely, will be killed, because they would pose a serious threat to the New World Order, the one world government, the current dictator, whatever you want to call it. So this is something that you need to check out for yourselves. I wanted to get this posted this morning. Like I said, it was somewhat alarming to me, and it should be, at a minimum, somewhat alarming to you as well. Do what you feel you need to do. I would say try at least to get this uploaded to your Facebook pages, because, as we all know, information like this usually doesn't stick around too long. So that's all for now. God bless you, and have a great day.